At 3 years old, you don't want to hear that your life is already over, that you're going to be sitting around in a wheelchair forever. Cerebral palsy, it affects every bit of my movement, of my coordination, my balance.
Well, for me, like, a lot of my problem was I'm super ADHD, zero focus at all. And so I didn't have the skills that I needed to take notes in class and study and, be a successful student. And so at one point I was almost failing all my courses. I hadn't passed a single test that year, and it was like spring break.
And my problem is sensory neural. It's in the interior piece of my ear. It's the cochlea. My cochlea has no hair cells in it, and that's how we hear.
I have dyslexia, and that was a big issue for me in high school and all the years before. I struggle to get words right. They get mixed up. It's almost like a stutter. It really impairs how fast I read and then how fast I can write at paper.
I didn't think, with all my issues, college would even be a thing for me, but I had finally had enough of people feeling sorry for me feeling sorry for myself, me pushing away my own opportunities. I get here and things change. Everyone accepts you. They don't look at you as different.
I like the sense of community. It just seems like everybody's out and about and really communicating and making people from other countries feel like they're at home.
And so people are coming from different countries, different experiences, and we're able to learn from each other, and it gives us opportunities to learn from their experiences, their other countries, their other cultures.
I was struggling and I needed the help. I actually went to our health center, and so she actually walked me out of the building and showed me where the DRC was. I was terrified at first because my experience in high school, they weren't able to do anything for me.
Kyle and the DRC are amazing. They help you no matter who you are. They will listen to personal problems and then also school-related problems, and they fix it pretty much that day.
The DRC has been very instrumental in my college education. They were helpful when it came to note takers. Having to write notes is pretty much a bit of a pain when it comes to writing for long periods of time.
So it was a huge breath of fresh air when I talked to Kyle, and he was like, here's all of these amazing resources. It was amazing.
The previous 2 colleges I've attended, their process for requesting services compared to Lamar was completely different. Here at Lamar, it's much more simple. It made my life much easier. All the forms are online, and they're able to set up interpreters to match my schedule.
They've definitely provided me the tools that is needed for me to excel. They gave me options that best work for me.
So having the resources to kind of support me on that made me feel normal, and it made me see that, I am successful, I'm not dumb, I can do what I set out to do.
I was happy that I made the Dean's List this past semester. It boosts my confidence very much. I don't know, I can't put it in a scale for you, but it really helped out my confidence. I was so happy. I
was a dual sport manager, both football and baseball. Thanks to Lamar, I've literally gotten over my physical barrier that I once thought was there. I work just like everyone else, and I will succeed just like everyone else.
We filmed the project called Ambivalent, and I requested sign language interpreters, so I had 2 interpreters with me on set. The interpreters were sweating and running around with me the entire time. And the interpreters really helped me play a major role in that production. I was able to be involved in the discussions. That's how I felt more included.
And so for my research project, I was working on determining the resiliency of college-age students with disabilities. And we found that a lot of the students, out of all of the options they were given, they were resilient and stayed through college because of either their family supporting them or both their family and the DRC and having supports from them. Everybody in there is so welcoming and helpful and willing to do whatever it takes to help us be successful that it was just endless pages of praises for it.
Plan number 1 is to one day become an athletic director for a university. My second plan is to one day become a clubhouse manager for the Houston Astros. One of my dreams has always been to make it to the major leagues, just like every other kid who plays baseball.
My end goal would be to get my PhD and then teach future teachers how to be a teacher and how to work with students that don't fit the standard of being a student. Because really, in my opinion, there shouldn't be a standard student anymore, because nobody's the same as the next person.
Well, for my future, after I graduate, I actually want to make movies. And I think I actually want to set up a deaf company so that everyone on set would communicate in ASL. So that's actually my goal, is actually to move to Austin. Set up that deaf team. They have a good network there.
Hopefully, I'm going to be a PE coach somewhere in Texas. I'm hoping to be a powerlifting coach. I want to make an impact on kids' lives because of my experience. I know it's very difficult for some kids to get involved, but they can get involved if they have a right teacher. And I feel like I can give them that motivation.
I believe I can make an impact by showing that, yes, I have these problems, yes, I have these issues, yes, I have this disability, but that doesn't mean that I should limit myself to the small things. I should dream just as big as everyone else.